Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. Hopefully you can't hear the sleet storm that is going on even outside my window. If you can, just take it as ASMR. People like that, right? But today I'm coming to you with another review, and this one is for another classic. I said in the last video the next show that I went to see was like another classic. Here we go. The King and I, currently touring around the UK until summer 2023. So if that sounds like something you're interested in hearing about, stick around and we'll get into it in 2 whole seconds. So that's right, another classic. I'm going through them this year. I said 2023 is going to be the year of the classics for me. I've now watched 2, which are 2 shows that I probably should have seen in some iteration before being 32 years old. Alas, I hadn't. So we are now on My Fair Lady and also The King and I. This is another classic. This time we go to Rodgers and Hammerstein and their absolutely stunning score and story, although not technically their story because it's based on a book, but that's by the by. And it's another show I didn't really know a lot about. I'm gonna hold my hands up. Didn't really know anything. I knew a couple of the songs. I knew A Whistle a Happy Tune. I knew Hello Young Lovers. Just checking my notes, yeah. And I also knew Getting to Know You classics, to the point that when Getting to Know You started, the audience just went, I literally heard a Everyone was like, okay, we're here, we know what's going on, let's get into it. The funny thing about seeing this production is that this production actually has some similar creatives to my last show, to My Fair Lady. The director, the costumes and the set design are the same. Spooky. I think hair, wigs, etc. is also the same. So the director again is Bartlett Sher, a person that I was really hoping that I said the name correctly in last time's video, and I'm still hoping I'm saying it correctly now. I'm saying it how it's like written, so hopefully I am okay. Fingers crossed. And like I said, also the costumes and the set designers are the same on this project and this production. So the sets again are made by Michael Yegan and the costumes are made by Catherine Zuber. And again, costumes sublime. I kind of want Anna's dresses because I just want to be like big and have a massive skirt, but at the same time I don't think I can sit down. There was one part of the show where the king, I mean, I'm telling people what they already know, but there's a part where the king's like, you can never be higher than your head can never be as high as my head, or something to that description, and she has to literally get onto the floor and back up in this massive hooped skirt. Outstanding. Literally outstanding. And the sets again were stunning. A lot more standard's probably not the correct word, but a lot more what you're expecting, with a pretty static back set, and then more of this show is based on movable items and movable props, all brilliantly created and designed. A special mention to the boat that starts off on Act 1 because it is a feat of beauty anyway, and then it separates and disappears into nothing. Incredible. So this classic had the classic feel about it. It felt like classic, not old-fashioned. but it just had something about it that it was like, it was classic and just natural without being too stuffy, too like set in its tracks. Obviously the story has to remain the same, but it still had that something that kept it up to date and kept it still good to be played in 2023. I know that doesn't make sense, I'm aware, but it just had like a nostalgia to it. I'm sure if you've seen the show or seen the film previously, you will have that sense of like stability and nostalgia and like old timey feeling. Good use of language here. It's also a long show. The first act is an hour and 22 and the second act is an hour and 7 minutes. There is a 20-minute interval as well, but at no point in the entirety of this show was I like, okay, how long have we got left in the act? I was fully invested, I was fully sat there in my seat. Like I said, everything is so aesthetically pleasing. The vocals of every member of that cast were just stunning as well. I will get into the cast now, and just it was really enjoyable experience. So let's get into said cast. Up first, it's two main stars. Anna, who is the English teacher who comes from afar with her son as a widow to this new land, who is played by Helen George of Call the Midwife fame. I have never watched Call the Midwife, probably outing myself here, but I kind of know of her and I was really pleased with her performance in this musical. Her voice was really nice to listen to, it had a nice feel about it, and she just did Anna proud, let's put it that way. And the same with Darren Lee, who was the king. He definitely had some of the better lines in the show, and the way that he delivered them, also excellent. I just really enjoyed watching his performance. It was really interesting to watch, and I do believe he has been the king in previous productions, so he is an experienced king and he did the role so well. You can see the experience is there, and yeah, he was very good. The ensemble were absolutely excellent. Some are faces from previous shows that I've seen, some people are new to me, as always with an ensemble, and their work through the entire show was absolutely spectacular, especially in the ballet scene or the performance scene, which I wasn't expecting, and I still have little elements of it going around in my head like a week on. But it was performed so brilliantly, and props to the entire ensemble. Other performances I wanted to mention were the roles of, and I'm going to ruin many people's names here, so please just, I'm going to apologise now. So playing Lady Tiang was Cesare Bonner, hopefully that was some way close, and also playing Kralahome, also probably not saying that name correctly, was Kokwa Lee. Sorry if I've just butchered both of those names. Those two roles and those two performers hold so much of the story in their palm. They are kind of like the two main side people to the king, and they have so much power in their palms, and they seem to know quite a lot of what's going on and how to work it to their advantage. but the way that they do it is done with complete loyalty and love for the king. And I just really enjoyed watching those two, both separately and also together, doing their thing and doing it with such grace and precision. Also, I always love like a cape swish or a dress swish, and both of those people had at least one of those in their costumes. We love a swish. We love a swish. But for me, there were three highlights, three people that I couldn't film this video and not mention. So playing the role of Prince Chulalongkorn, cross I said that, was Caleb Legryan? Names are not my forte. Who has a character who just goes through such a journey through the entire show, from a young-ish, naive prince who obviously, as the eldest son, has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders even as a young child, and how he goes through the show learning lessons, learning things, getting through everything, and how he ends at the end was absolutely amazing. Every time that he was on the stage and he was like front of the action, I was listening and looking at everything he was doing. It was just amazing to watch, and it was definitely one of my highlights. My other two highlights were the two playing the roles of Luntar and Tuptim, the lovers who are destined to have a sad ending from the minute that they step on the stage together and you work out their relationship. You're like, this is just not going to end well. I know it's musical theatre, but this is not ending well. And the two people who are playing those roles are Dean John Wilson and also Marinella, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Phillips. Their work together, their chemistry was second to none. I really truly enjoyed watching them working together and singing together and doing everything together. And it was just, those two were a delight to watch at all times, especially in their two duet performances. We Kiss in the Shadows, and there's the second one. I've literally been listening to a Broadway cast recording today. Can she remember the name? I Have Dreamed. There we go. Literally, look. Ta-da! Spotify. But those two together were just like chef's kiss. 100% one of the highlights of the show for me. And yeah, worth the ticket price alone, I'd say, because they do something in both acts. Just saying. So obviously, as this show is set a long time in the past, and with the storyline that it has, there are going to be some points and some things in the show that some people may wince at. However, like I said, it is a classic. It is one of those shows that's been around for a very, very, very long time, and for that reason I feel like people accept it. If you allow yourself to be whisked away to a far, far away place with that beautiful music underscoring the whole show and the sets and everything creatively on the stage in front of you, it is just such a lovely time and a lovely thing to watch. and I 100% would recommend you checking it out. Like I said initially in the beginning of this video, this tour is going until July 2023. It is going up and down the country all the way to Ireland. I believe that Helen George is not doing the entire run at present. I believe on the website I saw she's finishing in April. I'm not sure if they will just put the alternate, who is Maria Coyne, who I believe is also an excellent Anna from people I've heard who have gone to see the show, or whether they're going to cast someone new for the last few months of the tour. I honestly don't know. Whether you watch it with Helen or Maria or whoever else is on as Anna, it is such a lovely show to see, and the story behind it is a classic. But there we go, I am going to finish this video here because I have nothing else to say. It's been a crazy old day in the West Midlands, and yeah, I am just going to chill under a blanket for the rest of the evening. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Have you seen King and I on tour yet this year? If you haven't, are you thinking of going? Where are you thinking of going? Let me know. Tell me all about it. And yeah, I'm gonna leave you here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you in my next video. We may be going on a trip soon. Shh. And I will see you very shortly for something kind of similar but slightly different. Bye everyone.